Welcome, everybody, to Phoenix, Arizona. Week 9 of the SFL kicks off here tonight from Fatality Field as the Arizona Scorpions play host to the Baltimore Vultures. Good evening, everybody. I am Mike Daggs, and with me in the booth is Gerald Smith. Our stats crew tonight, Justin Reside and Ron Haynes, along with our commissioner and producer, Cameron Irvine. You are watching the Simulation Football League on the Virtual Football Network. Gerald, sunny, beautiful, warm Phoenix. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. It's hot right here. I think after the segment I had before, I don't know if I'll be able to get out of the stadium or out of the state.
Not a chance.
Without somebody's eyes.
So many grenades were tossed in the locker room in the pregame show. You made your feelings known about how these teams have performed this season, and I'm sure there's some people that loved it. I'm sure there's quite a few here locally that weren't too big a fan.
Call it like I see it. I don't know what else to say.
Well, listen, it's an important game for both of these teams. We've got 5-2 Baltimore here visiting the 3-3 Arizona Scorpions. Who's going to get the win? As Matt Wilson would say, there's only one way to find out, and that's on the field. We'll get down to the field, get this one started, where Arizona will start with the football and returning this one up to about the 27-yard line, but an early flag on the play. It's going to be one of those kind of games, Gerald, and we've got a clipping call, illegal block in the back, and that's going to back up Arizona to probably their own 13 or so.
Yeah, and they come out. TJ Punk seems fired up. They may not need to watch our show before they go out and take the field, but it's obviously already on the kickoff that somebody's super duper fired up.
So first down and 10. Officially from the 14-yard line. Chippy already, says Marikai Terra in the chat. I agree. Heading right down to the field and starting off with a beautiful run is Brad Jones as he picks up a good chunky yards and gets a first down right off the bat, right out of the gate. Here for the Scorpions. Had 23 rushing attempts last week for 73 yards. Did not find the end zone. Only averaged 3 yards a carry, Gerald, but still led the team in rushing.
Yeah, see, and that's not something, we expect from a Brad Jones, right, who averages, in his career over 4.5 a carry.
Back down to the ground they go as Bismarck Wright gets his first carry of the ball game. Back to the line of scrimmage and nothing more. Ashley Jackson is the quarterback. You've seen Brad Jones. He's joined with DJ Moses II at halfback. Bismarck Wright, of course, the fullback. Donnie Hands, Buchanan Simons, Yayo Montana, TJ Punk are the wide receivers. Hashtag throw it to the tight end, Will Todd, number 89. We'll see if he gets involved here in this one. Jones with another carry. He'll only pick up a single yard, and the first third down of the ball game is a long one, 3rd and 9.
Yeah, and this is something where they don't, because Ashley on the season has not been as efficient as she has in the past, but we're going to see how she's going to react. At least here, I mean, in a must-win game on the first drive here at home, see how she's going to fare right here.
Bunch formation. Jackson throws up towards that bunch and a one-handed catch. Yayo Montana gets the catch, gets the first down.
And that's things they're going to need going forward in this game right here, is to come up with a catch like that. But look at the offensive line. Gave her tons of time for her to wait for those routes to mature. And maybe a top-tier wide receiver like Yayo Montana find himself free, and she didn't miss.
8 receptions, 127 yards last week for Montana. Already with a 13-yarder here tonight. First down and 10 from the 41. Ball is handed off. A early dose of Brad Jones. He picks up another 4 as we roll through the Baltimore Vultures starting defense. Robert Brady, Al Walker, Ralph Leopold, and Nate Brown on the defensive line. Frank Smith, Jeff Malinishin, and Alvin Mack at linebacker. Ben Stackenpaper, Elijah Warfield, Roy Towers, Young Vaught, Giovanni Bolt, and John Patrick Levine. That makes up the secondary. 3 corners and then 3 strong safeties. Down to the ground another time, getting his first carry of the ball game, DJ Moses II, and it's a good one. He'll pick up a first down. He only got 5 carries last week, Gerald, and only managed 4 yards out of it. He's already eclipsed that yardage total.
Yeah, and the former MVP, right, coming up huge right here, getting a really, really good block from the backup fullback right there in Richardson. being able to make sure his teammate gets a few extra yards on the run.
1st and 10, first play inside Baltimore territory. Oh, sticking to the ground, and the defense has seen quite enough of that as Brad Jones tackled for a 3-yard loss. I didn't even see who got him. There he is, right there, Frank Smith.
Frank Smith, maybe doing that for a long time here in Baltimore, right? He's just been wreaking havoc just like that. He did it again right there.
So 2nd and 13, trying to knock him back in Arizona territory. Jackson throws over the middle and incomplete. They had a 3rd and 9 earlier on this drive. This one even farther. 3rd down and 13 coming up.
Yeah, and they're going to need their offensive line right here to be able to hold tight, protect Ashley Jackson when she has the time. She should be able to find someone open right here.
Bunch again on 3rd down. This time the bunch is to the bottom. Jackson drops straight back, throws over the middle, and finds her target again. Buchanan Simons this time getting the catch and converting another 3rd and long.
And they blitzed quite a few people right there. The offensive line and the running back was able to pick some people up and slow down the blitz. Gave her the necessary time to find someone wide open. And the DB, not sure what Roy Towers was looking at, but it was a little bit of misplayed. Let Buchanan Simons get deep. And another 3rd and long converted for Arizona.
Flipbacks for the Scorpions. Quick pass by Jackson. That one falls down to the turf. She's targeting former tight end TJ Punk, drafted by Mexico City a few years back. Now 9 seasons with the Scorpions, 2-time All-Star at the wide receiver position.
That's more than a few seasons.
Yeah.
It's like 9.
Well, yeah.
A few's like 3.
Few years?
Few, yeah, it's like 3. That's 3 times 3.
Yeah, a few years.
Few.
Yeah.
Years.
Get over it. Jones takes the handoff, breaks a tackle, gets the 1st down, and there's an injury on the play, Gerald. Frank Smith.
Oh, that's huge for the defense.
Oh, Frank Smith, who had that 3-yard TFL just a few plays ago, is now laying down on the turf. Coach T-Pat on the sideline watching him limp off the field. We'll have to see if Frank Smith comes back out onto the field with a big loss for Baltimore.
Yeah, as you seen right there, right? He was the one that Brad Jones broke the tackle on. He just rolled over. I don't know if he maybe got the wind knocked out of him or something right there, but it took, Jeff Melanish to be able to go clean it up right there. But Arizona in a really good spot.
1st and 10 from the 24. Jones picks up the, gets inside the red zone, I should say, as he picks up 5. Gets it down to the 19.
This is a really, really good drive right here by Arizona to open this game, right? They're approaching, like the 6-minute thing, almost using up at this point almost half of the first quarter on this very first drive. Oh,
down they go to Moses. Picks up 3, now a 3rd and 2. So I'm interested, Gerald. We've seen 2 3rd and longs on this drive. Now they've got a 3rd and 2. We're not going to see the bunch this time. We'll see what they're able to do on this 3rd down.
Yeah, and this is it's another 3rd down, but it's 3rd and short. Let's see how they're going to react right here.
They come out in an I formation, 2 tight ends in the set. Jackson hands this one off. Bismarck Wright picks up the 1st down and more. 1st and goal from the 9. Gerald, this drive is making your pretender pick look ridiculous right now. They are looking fantastic.
Look, and they are. I mean, look, I want teams to do that. You think I want to pick them to be pretenders?
I do.
Like
no,
look,
I do think you.
Look,
I think you want to. I think you like it. You enjoy it. I do think you want to.
I do. I sought them out specifically. So what?
1st down
Shame
and goal.
on me. But look, they are looking good right now. But look, it's only one drive. They're actually looking good. But they got to sustain
one
it.
drive.
And they have to come. The way they're driving right here, if they come away with a field goal, I think it's a little bit of a
Simons
disappointment.
in motion. They throw up top end zone. No, just shy of. Wow. Wait, 1st and goal.
Did he not get in?
It was 1st and goal from the 9.
What is going on right now?
Unless I got the line of scrimmage wrong.
No, like
No?
what is it? I don't know what happened
I'm
here.
not quite sure how that's possible, Gerald, but he got a first down.
First and goal, and off of first and goal, they just got a free down. I don't know what the deal is, but look,
Now first and goal from the goal line.
and it's on the actual goal line here. It's kind of weird. Just that's a touchdown. I don't know what they're doing.
I don't know. Well, let's see. Maybe they'll get one here. They come back out in the eye jokers. Jackson changing the play at the line. She'll send Will Todd up in motion to the top.
And look at them. I have Bismarck right back there at the halfback position.
They do hand it off to the backup fullback, and he gets leveled.
I don't think that was a good choice right there to just have it on the backup fullback at that stage right there. But kudos to them. They didn't lose very much at all, right? Being able to get on the edge. Look, but now here they go again.
Second and goal, backed up about a foot. They hand it off, back up fullback again, stuffed behind the line. This time he'll lose a couple of yards. They need to tell Bismarck Wright to, I don't know, eat some Skittles, get back out there.
I mean, look, I don't want to say nothing, but are we in a situation where this is where they've kind of lose their way in these short yardage situation? It looks like now that they have a different back there other than what they had, so this might work out for them.
Brad Jones
fighting,
can't get there. Stopped at the 1 yard line, and that's incentive money right there for Giovanni Bolt getting that tackle inside the 2 yard line, and Cliff Allen will come out to kick a field goal. And I know your thoughts on this one, as you said it before. We went ahead and jinxed the team. Cliff Allen perfect on the season and remains perfect on the season, 12 of 12, but 19 plays, 86 yards, smooth, efficient, methodical, but only 3 points.
You're not going to beat good teams by kicking field goals. That's just the way it is. You get down there, you do 19 plays, you go that far down there, and you were back in your own territory, getting down there and being literally at the goal line in 4 plays. You could not get it in. To me, that's a disappointment on Arizona. You have to convert that, and I have to question why on a couple of those plays. Why did you have the backup fullback and you gave that player the ball?
You've got Brad
in that
Jones
situation, right?
You've got DJ Moses and Bismarck Wright,
and I think it hurt them because ever since they got to the goal line right there, they did nothing but go just slightly backwards.
So let's see what Baltimore can do. We've got Jack Wigmore on the field now with his offense. He'll come right out, just slinging that rock. Pass was intended for the legendary Ivory Irvin. Can't haul that one in. Second down. Jack Wigmore and Johnny Kim, those are the 2 quarterbacks on this offense. Warren Murray and David Anderson are the halfbacks. T-Roy Gaines is the fullback. Ivory Irvin, Daley Holder, and Mac Chima are the receivers. Benji Matson and Jackson Roberts at tight end. Porsche Henson, Olivia Bleeker, Sir Charles, Alden Bleeker, and Dawn Johnson on this offensive line. Wigmore to throw again, winds up, throws into double coverage. Gerald, I'm a little surprised to see this approach. Trying to get to Matson. You talked about how Benji Matson's been getting involved, but 2 plays in a row, just slinging it 20 yards downfield.
It's kind of crazy because Warren Murray, right, is 4th in the league in rushing right now, and you take those first 2 plays after your defense gets a pretty huge stop and forces a field goal attempt, and you don't try to run the ball with the 4th leading rusher in the league. I find it strange.
Wigmore going deep down the field again. And that one is broken up. Once again, going for Irvin, and we weren't even able to introduce the defense. They got off the field so fast. But one of your favorite players, one of your favorite names, Rain Rie, gets that pass break up.
I've been informed I can't say the name. How I think it should be said.
I mean, it's spelled Roe.
I know it is.
But it's pronounced Rie. You don't get to name people.
I don't, but
you named 3 people in your life, and those are the only 3 people you get to name. Your children. It's Rie, and you just have to accept it.
I will not accept it. I can't. As a Cajun, I cannot accept the pronunciation of that.
As a Cajun, I must protest. Well, 19-play, 86-yard drive resulting in 3 points for Arizona, a 3-and-out for Baltimore. And Arizona starting with the football at about midfield for this drive. See if they're able to net more than 3.
It's a huge opportunity right here for Arizona as well, right? To get a 3 and out and get the ball back in very favorable field position right here. Let's see if they can kind of replicate what they did again by getting down there in such an efficient manner.
Wow. Look at this run and that block. Brad Jones off to the races. 10, 5, and out of bounds. First and goal once again for the Scorpions. They were just down here and they're back.
And Sean Crooked just murdered the opponent right there, pushing him back so far, and he couldn't do anything. And Brad Jones takes advantage of it and gets himself right back in there and goal to goal in one play. Nearly 80 yards on the ground for Brad Jones already.
TJ Punk with an incredible block as well on the outside was able to just take that defensive back, pancaked him right down to the ground, opened up a huge running lane for Jones, and right back down to the 4-yard line, and they come back out of that eye joker set. Hopefully they've got a fresh Bismarck right in the backfield. They do hand the ball off. This one goes to DJ Moses, and he'll pick up about 4 and right back down to the goal line. This is where they got stuffed last time. They were first and goal with the ball on the goal line, couldn't get in.
Yeah, look, and they are at the 1 right here, start at the 4. At least they're going forward in this direction here right now, but we're going to see. And I don't think it does look like they have the backup fullback in there again as well. We're going to see how much this is going to affect them.
Antoine Smith gets the carry, breaks the tackle, and a 2-score lead here at home. Arizona touchdown.
He said, look, I didn't get in before, guys. I'm not going to fail you this time. Give me another chance. And they did, and they were able to break the tackle in the backfield and get it in and potentially put his team up 10 points right now after I called them pretenders early on.
You did.
That decision is not looking good for me right now.
Not on these first 2 drives. I mean, they were a foot away, if that, inches away from having a 2-touchdown lead right now.
Yeah,
instead, extra point is up and good. Cliff Allen making us sweat there for a second with that little hook on the extra point. But, hey, take your moment to say hi to your mom, Mr. Smith. Not you, that Mr. Smith. Gerald's had enough of me tonight.
I can say hi to Mom.
Well, of course you can. Go ahead.
We just don't got the cam. We don't got the camera up. Say hi.
Well, I don't know.
We'll do it one day. When I was on the field with my player, he never did anything good enough to wave at the camera.
Get that post score.
They said let's just stay away from this scrub. No one knows that joker.
Arizona with 2 impressive drives so far, netting 10 points. Baltimore, they've had the ball for 20 seconds on offense. See if they can get something else going here. As this time they decide to take a different approach. They go down to the ground, and Warren Murray gets his first carry of the ball game. He'll pick up only a couple yards. On the defense for Arizona, D.D. Sachs, Alex Constantine, the Hall of Famer Hunter Norwood, and David Tilley. At linebacker, Sean Moore, J.R. Lawless, and Adam Wiseman. Wigmore has time, goes deep down the left side, tries to hit Irvin and can't quite do it. Marikite Terra in the chat saying Gerald has got Arizona playing angry. Were you in this? Did you go to the locker room right before?
I didn't ask them to watch the show. If I had to say, I was like, you need to avoid it. It's only for Eddie Gates' eyes only. Eyes and ears only, but they didn't listen.
Will Todd says, who dat number 35? Will Todd, Will, you are a leader and a captain on your team, I believe.
And you don't know his teammates.
Sir, you should know your teammates. That is Antoine Smith. Jack Wigmore rolls out left, throws left, finally completes a pass, a one-handed jumping, well, at least one-handed extended reach catch. Mac Chima, the mac and cheese man himself.
Yeah, look, and they needed that right there because they were looking at another 3 and out and getting themselves in a situation where they would have punted it back to Arizona and they would have had really good field position again. You know, right now the best, defense for Baltimore right now is their offense and being able to stay on the field and actually come away with some points. 5
receivers set now for Baltimore here in this final minute of the first quarter. 3 to the bottom, 2 to the top. Wigmore drops back, fires over the middle, wide open, and getting the first down catch is Ivory Irvin. He's been targeted heavily so far in this one and is able to haul that one in there.
Yeah, and it's really good right there. Wigmore got it out just in time right there as Irvin's kind of come across the line. But this is something I find interesting about just football in general. It takes just one play for them to find something to get confidence. It seemed like everything just kind of opens up for them.
Momentum almost.
Because Arizona was kind of smothering them a bit for a little while.
Wigmore hands that one off to Warren Murray. He'll pick up 22 rushing attempts, 101 yards, and a touchdown for Murray last week. Jack Wigmore, 14 of 29, 239 yards, no touchdowns, 2 picks, barely beating Los Angeles, who nearly came back in the final 2 minutes. They put up 2 touchdowns, losing that one 19-14. Arizona out in front in this one, 10-0. Baltimore in control of the football, but they're down 2 scores, 1 quarter in the books. 3 to go. You are watching the Simulation Football League here on the Virtual Football Network. Aerial coverage of today's game provided by Dags DroneWorks, aerial photography, videography services for real estate, events, marketing, and more. Learn more at dagsdroneworks.com as we see a look at downtown Phoenix. Last week, we had a view of the desert with the sign pointing towards Phoenix, and now the drone has finally made it to Phoenix.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to hang out in the desert because I'm just thinking about what's going to happen post game.
There's scorpions out there. Yeah,
scorpions out there, and I might be lifeless.
Nice,
out there in the desert.
Nice view of the Hyatt Regency in downtown.
Name sounds so familiar.
Yeah, almost like a place that the convention might be, just not necessarily in Phoenix. You're not going to be invited back to Phoenix after this. Ivory Irvin wide open, breaks a tackle to the 20, and then shoved out of bounds by Bernard Smith. First down and 10 inside the red zone.
And look, Baltimore is finally having something kind of brewing right now, right? Sustaining the drive, getting themselves in a situation, and now they're well within field goal range right here. Look, and I do think at this point right here, I do think we might see a little bit more Warren Murray and T-Roy Gaines right here as they start to get closer to the end zone.
Ivory Irvin now with 2 catches for 41 yards. He had 12 for 214 yards in the win over LA. Pitch down to Murray, as you just called it. Breaks 1 tackle, can't break the second. Picks up 6, second down and 4. The secondary for the Scorpions. Xavier Rowe the third, Terrell Davis, Ernest McRae Sr. It's a quality dude right there, that Ernest McRae Sr.
Amazing. Hey, he knows good food too.
He does know good food.
He wants some shrimp po' boy. He knows what's up.
Ever Garrison, Rain Rie, and of course Bernard Smith. Third down and 4. That one goes for nothing. David Anderson, the number 2 back, getting that carry. They're down.
I think they need to convert this. Like for them, look, I think if they come away with points that do somewhat slow down the momentum, right? Even if it is a field goal, but I think a touchdown will completely neutralize some of the momentum Arizona has.
Pressure coming off the edge, but it doesn't matter. Ivory Irvin sidesteps a defender and gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Vultures.
What do? They start kind of putting this all together. They come right over the middle, and what does Ivory Irvin do once he catches it? Puts on a little bit of yak and throws a juke move right near the goal line to get himself in. We're going to get a good look at
this. Look at this move.
Broke his ankles. Poor guy. I'm not even going to say his name.
It's Rie.
He got his ankles broken.
He did.
Almost.
I think he did.
He was just stuck in the turf. Put a juke move on him.
Touchdown for Baltimore. Cuts this down to a 3-point ball game. 10-7, Arizona out in front, 10 plays, 79 yards. That was a very nice, efficient drive for the Vultures. We'll see if Arizona is able to respond. They had 2 offensive possessions in the first quarter, scored on both of them. This will be their first of quarter number 2. Hey, listen up. The convention we've been talking about for months. Well, you better be making plans now before flights get more expensive and work says you can't go to the 2025 SFL convention. It kicks off the league's 25th anniversary season. It's July 10th to the 14th. Listen, when we first brought up this convention, Gerald, it was months and months and months ago because we announced it so early. Now, it's right around the corner. You can join the SFL Nation at the rooftop pool of our host hotel, the Hyatt Regency. Reserve your room now at the special group rate at simfl.net, and you'll be able to see the live in-person boxing match between Gerald Smith and Eddie Gage.
I will lose.
Yeah, I know.
I will bet on myself to lose.
I would bet on you to lose too.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Oh, wow. Ashley Jackson under pressure. That defensive line just shredded the O-line on that one.
Man, did you see that?
Two chaws on one play.
She almost got a high-low type situation, being able to grab and hit her, and two guys hit her right here, took her off right there, but bam. Oh, man, that was, I don't think I've seen that in recent memory in the league right here, being able to get a hit like that. It's like,
wow.
Held her up and then got smashed.
9-yard sack.
9-yard loss.
Yeah. Second down and 19, backed up to their own 25-yard line. Jackson has a quick pass over the middle, picks almost all of it back up. Second and 19 becomes third down and 1. Yayo Montana with an 18-yard catch, tackled by Giovanni Bolt.
And Yayo says, I got you, boo. I'm going to get all that and then some back. All but 1 yard got back. This makes it a really, really good third and manageable. But again, here I see Smith. He's got a great name. If he picks it up, it's because he's Smith. If he doesn't, he's kicked out of family.
Well, he gets to stay part of the family as he gets the first down, 6-yard pickup to the 50-yard line. It still boggles my mind how you claim every Smith that exists is somehow part of your family.
Yes, that's a fact. Like, I don't know, we're related somehow. The name all come from a small group of people, and it just got distributed. We're family down there.
Brad Jones with the carry that time. Not related to the Smiths at all.
No, far from. But look, that huge second down play to pick up has allowed them to regain some momentum right here.
Nine rushing attempts, averaging 10 yards a carry.
They're just picking up chunk yardage.
Yeah. And he picked up 10 on that last one. Now it's DJ Moses. He'll pick up 4. Second down and 6.
Where was this run game all season long? I don't think they've had such a dominant run performance, really at all this season, right? You got the former MVP DJ Moses actually doing some things. You got Brad Jones doing good. Big Mo Wright coming in. You got backup Antoine Smith coming in and doing similar things as well.
Bismarck Wright breaks a tackle, breaks a second, can't break the third. Finally brought down, but not before picking up another 3 yards. Sets up a third down and 3.
Yeah, and I think this is what Arizona has been lacking for most of the season, right? This type of offensive balance, right? Keeping yourself ahead of the sticks and putting yourself in a really good third and manageables. Even on their first drive, they didn't have these type of manageable situations.
Quick pass caught. TJ Punk gets the first down.
Look, and they keep it going. I was expecting it to be somewhat of a run right there. You know what he does? Just drop back. Ashley makes about a 2 or 3 step drop and just hits a timing route right there to TJ Punk. Caught it in traffic and is able to still kind of pick it up because they brought a blitz on that last play too, and just was, she was able to get it out quick.
So 1st and 10 in scoring range. We'll go back down to Brad Jones, looking a little slower on that play as he only picks up 2.
Yeah, I seen Jeff Melanishin get in there and actually hit Brad Jones in the backfield. He's got to be able to make those tackles, be able to bring him down and kind of hold him in the back right there. Because while Frank Smith is out, it's him that's got to step up.
Roll out for Jackson. Hit as she throws, and that one falls harmlessly to the turf. Camera panned over there to Buchanan Simons, but I'm not sure. I think that was just a guess by the cameraman. Not sure where that one was headed.
It was just because she got hit as she threw it and just kind of went everywhere because she had about 3 defenders right on top of her.
So third down and 8.
And there was some contact there, too, on that play. Looking at that second monitor, there was some contact. There could have been a PI call right there.
2 to the top, 2 to the bottom on this third down. Jackson to throw. Quick one into double coverage, and somehow Houdini catches it. 1st and goal.
Yayo comes up with a big catch. It was like, it doesn't matter if we got to somehow phase that ball through a defender to get it, but he picked it up. It was such, talk about threading a needle right there.
Yeah,
she did it.
Great pass.
And Yayo with the concentration to never lose focus and just grab it.
John Patrick Levine in coverage for Baltimore, and Jackson just squeaked it right past him to get it to Montana for the catch. 1st down and goal. Ball down to Smith. Smith to the 2.
And Baltimore's got to do something with their run defense. If they can't even stop, like no one running the ball, no matter who gets it, actually doing good things. Smith has got a touchdown on the day for himself.
Second and goal, just inside the 2-yard line. Jackson will put TJ Punk in motion to the top. 6 catches, 116 yards, and a touchdown in the win over Vancouver for TJ Punk. They'll keep it to the ground here. Bismarck Wright, touchdown Scorpions, 16-7.
And they scored on every single drive that they had the ball so far, I believe. And this is the thing, like how much can we contribute to all their rushing success on the loss of Frank Smith going out and him going out of the game, and they're losing one of their key linebackers there, which is known for stopping the run. Like, can we say that? I mean, they were having pretty good success, before, and that thing kind of happened. But I don't know. I mean, when you lose a top tier linebacker like that, it's got to affect your run defense at the second level.
I think so, but I will also say that you have to go back to the ancient proverb from days gone by of one linebacker does not a defense make. That may have just been something I just made up just now. I'm not sure. One of the two. But still, point is, listen, it's got to be the next man up, or just get a kick return touchdown. That'll help your team too, but gets that up to the Baltimore 44-yard line. But, point is, listen, there's 11 guys out there on defense. Frank Smith was one of them. Sure. Key player? Absolutely. But, listen, when the Aztecs are playing, John Fowler goes down. Do I think, well, the game's over? No. I mean, you got to have somebody else step up. You got to, do I think Arizona's up 17-7 because Frank Smith went out? No, I do not.
No, but the way they're rushing the ball, right? Can you contribute to the way they're rushing the ball and success at rushing the ball to potentially losing a high caliber linebacker? I do think you can as part of their success. Now, will they have scored 17 points? Who knows? Right? But the thing about it is, they're down a defender. No excuses. I mean, Baltimore's 5-2. I'm sure they played with injuries before.
They sure have. Trying to keep feeding Ivory Irvin. That pass heads his direction. Falls incomplete. Ivory Irvin on the season, 30 receptions, over 500 yards. He averages 17 yards a catch, Gerald. Only 2 touchdowns so far on the season, except for, the third that he got earlier on tonight. The lone touchdown. Whoa! Wigmore shakes off a defender and gets the pass out to Benji Matson, complete for a first down.
How do you shake off Alex Constantine at 6'5", 310 pounds?
Wow.
But he does it right there with a simple duck and finds his favorite target on the season in Benji Matson so far, who is actually leading the team in receptions with now 40 catches on the season, which is 5th coming into this week.
That's some impeccable balance by Wigmore. And look at this. Speaking of good run games, Warren Murray able to pick up a good chunk of yards there. They'll mark him just shy of the line to gain. Second down in inches. It might be worth another look, but at second in inches, I don't think that they will. 125 carries now on the season for Warren Murray. Approaching 600 yards. Both of those top 5 in the league. And this one goes down to David Anderson. He'll pick up the first down. Final 3 minutes here in the first half as we get our first look at the updated team stats. And it's been all Arizona in the run game so far.
Yeah, and look, and you can see like the per play average by each of these teams, right? They're near identical right here, right? So they're both staying in front of the chains in the yards per play.
Back down to Warren Murray they go. He'll pick up 3. Second down and 7. And, Baltimore down 2 scores in this one. And looks like they're at least in field goal range now. If they take care of this football, they will get the ball to start the second half as well. So they have an opportunity now to potentially double dip and at least tie this up, if not take the lead, before Arizona even really has a chance to possess the football again. First, a 3rd down and 4 that'll come up on the other side of the 2-minute break.
Yeah, and they're going to look, if they want to look, they're going to, like you said, they're going to take up a lot of this time and then prevent Arizona from scoring, because Arizona has scored on every single time they actually touch the ball. And it's seeming like they're going to have to keep matching scores to keep pace.
2 minutes to go here in the first half of this one. Arizona out in front 17-7, but Baltimore on the move. This is the Simulation Football League on the Virtual Football Network. I'm Mike Daggs alongside Gerald Smith, Ron Haynes, Justin Reside with us on stats. Cameron Irvine back at SFL Studios on production. 3rd down and 4 from the 19-yard line. Wigmore, 5-step drop, rolls out left under pressure, throws end zone, bobbled, and it's incomplete. Oh, Scorpions had 2 chances to pick that one off.
Well, and how does the 16-season vet drop that? He had it in his hands initially and then gets hit, and now it's forced at a field goal right here. Had an opportunity and just missed it. He had positioning and missed it. And now, but look, they're gonna, if Shark makes this, it's still a 1-score game, but they're gonna have to start matching points. The defense need to step up and actually stop an Arizona drive.
Shark Tarkington with the field goal try, and it is no good. Wide left, his 2nd miss on the season. He's now 11 of 13. Just pushed it too far left, Gerald.
We got to have some sort of a crosswind or something, because earlier didn't we see Cliff Allen, him kicking extra points and field goals and going in this direction and actually veering toward that left upright there. And it's got to be a crosswind. They just have not made, either kicker has not made an adjustment to. Fortunate enough for Cliff Allen, he made all his kicks thus far.
Throw some papers out the window of the booth, see which way they go.
Yeah, why not? We carry streamers because we throw parties.
We do throw parties.
Yeah, all the time.
That's what's up. Jackson on 1st down. And I thought that Baltimore would have a chance to double dip here before Arizona even got the ball back. Instead, all the way down to the 19-yard line, and the field goal was missed. And now Arizona comes right out, slinging it, already up to the 41.
Arizona is looking ridiculously good right now against one of the better teams in the league. And they're looking like, the Arizona team that went to back-to-back championships at one time. A lot of people may not remember. Anybody that's new to the league may not remember. Arizona, not that long ago, they went to back-to-back championships.
Yeah, back-to-back. Unfortunately for them, lost both of those championships. We won't rub salt in that wound. It's still fresh, I assure you. But definitely looking to get back to it right after you declared them to be pretenders.
It's motivation, baby. Motivation.
Brad Jones, 11 carries, 3 yards shy of 100 on the day. Three receiver set, short drop for Jackson, quick pass on a little hook route. TJ Punk picks up the 1st down. Timeout called by Arizona.
A little bit of trivia. The 2 championships that Arizona made to, what were the teams that they lost to?
You asking me, or you want people to guess in the
chat? Just let them guess in the chat.
Yeah. Which were the 2 teams that Arizona faced and lost to in their back-to-back championship appearances? Ready, set, go. Meanwhile, Jackson, another quick pass. That one incomplete. Tried to get it to Will Todd, the captain, who doesn't know Antoine Smith.
Look, I would understand if he didn't know a defensive player, because you're not with those. He's in these offensive playrooms watching film with this guy, and he just doesn't know what it's called.
I hope that they are able to share some orange slices at halftime and get to know each other a little bit. Pass bobbled and incomplete. Flag as soon as TJ Punk touched it. And it's a face mask on Baltimore, so it'll be an automatic 1st down.
That's a personal foul, face mask.
All the way down to the 29, so arguably in Cliff Allen range. I think as soon as they get to midfield, they're in Cliff Allen range. Damon Simeon says Baltimore and Florida. Ron Yates says Baltimore 2 times. Ron Yates was on Baltimore, so
he knows.
Yeah,
he knows.
He might know.
Yeah.
Was it indeed Baltimore?
It was indeed Baltimore twice.
And here we are. Baltimore both times. Jackson, nearly throws a pick. That one went right to the hands of young Vaught, who wasn't able to haul it in. Does fall down to the turf, 2nd down and 10.
Look, and they're seemingly going to get some points out of this drive right here, pending some weird interception or something like that, and it will be another successful, Arizona drive. But you don't need to force anything right here. You within field goal range. Cliff Allen can make this, so don't force anything. If it's there, take it. If it's not, just hold on to it.
Quick pass. Wow. Got it out to the guy that doesn't know Antoine Smith. First down for the Scorpions.
He's going back to huddle saying Antoine Smith 35. Antoine Smith 35. I know him. Just don't exclude me from the game plan.
All right.
Here.
Yeah. Or the broadcast. Listen, we'll say his name again once he's acknowledged he knows who number 35 is. First down and 10 from the 13-yard line. Arizona on the move once again. Short drop by Jackson. Throws over the middle. One-handed catch and a first down and goal. That's the nice hands catch brought to you by Retroid. Put a Retroid handheld in your hand. Play the only video game with your player in it. SFL 4K23. Jackson under pressure, but throws towards the end zone, and it is picked off. Roy Towers with the pick. Touchback Baltimore. Ball comes out to the 20, 42 seconds to go.
And here I am with my hands on my head right here, because that was not a very good decision right there. You're so close. And I do think you had time. You could have ran the ball right there. You could have gave it to Smith, of all people, because he's been doing so good this season. And you threw it, and you threw yourself out of points. That was a very, very reckless thing to do at that area on the football field.
If you could have gotten that one into the end zone, could have been up 24-7. Instead, Baltimore, they're not going to give up quite so easily. Throws it to Mac Chima, although they do let the clock roll.
Why would you do this, right? What you want to do? I mean, you have all 3 timeouts, and if you want to try and move down there, because I'm thinking, hey, off this first play, if you throw it, it's incomplete, or if it's really short, hey, just keep going. But they picked up nearly 15 yards off that first play. I said, hey, you call a timeout and see where you're at. And they're coming out throwing. I don't understand this.
See what they do after this play here, depending on how many yards they get. Very short drop by Wigmore. Throws to Benji Matson. That one's complete.
And they're still not. I don't like, what are you doing? You can't take them with you. There's no points in collecting timeouts.
Say it with your chest.
Arizona is saying it with their chest so far this game.
There you go. Timeout called by Baltimore for Gerald. You left the sideline, man. You left it.
I sure did.
You'll be back.
But I can. It's more funner playing armchair quarterback than actually,
at least you acknowledge what it is. Yeah,
it's more fun.
Yeah, I can just judge you from afar.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I say, look, nah, that was wrong, even though it could be completely right.
Wigmore with one deep pass. Oh wow! Oh, got his target. Breaking tackles. Time expires. Almost got the score. Down to the 18.
Just imagine. With that play, if they would have gotten themselves a little bit closer and utilized the other 2 darn timeouts.
Wow.
He broke a tackle. He was almost gone. He broke one and just was,
Mac and Cheese almost went to the end zone, though, but that brings us to the half. Baltimore will get the ball back on the other side, but first, the halftime break. 17-7, your score at the half. Arizona out in front here at Fatality Field at home. Gerald, other than that final drive by Baltimore, your thoughts on the first half?
Like, it's been all Arizona, right? They've been putting it to Baltimore, right? And they have been playing the better team, been playing angry, as Atera said early on. They've been angry, inspired football. They don't want to be the contenders, despite me calling them it, and they're actually showing how they can compete with these top-tier teams. And as you put it, hey, the teams that Baltimore has beaten so far this season, was that some sort of a thing, right? That says, hey, look, they're not as good as the Record City is, and Baltimore is seemingly losing right now to it, and Arizona is saying, hey, look, they are what Mike Daggs might think that Baltimore is.
Ivory Irvin gets the official nod for halftime player of the game. I'm going to say Brad Jones with his darn near 100 yards on the ground. Let's take a quick halftime break presented by Brakes GPT.
We just pulled a full-size Taylor Swift helmet. Shout out to all our Swifties. Travis Kelce. This is a Giants Lawrence Taylor.
Patrick Mahomes.
Chad Johnson with the Ocho Cinco.
We have a Drew Brees.
Is that an O.J. Simpson jersey?
And Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my goodness.
Brady! Tom Brady!
Break into the world of sports memorabilia collecting with Breaks GPT, featuring signed football jerseys, helmets, photos, and more. Breaks GPT offers you a shot at winning autographed and authenticated sports memorabilia at a fraction of the price. Join the community of collectors on our Breaks GPT Facebook page and lock in your shot at hitting a humongous Tom Brady on our site, breaksgpt.com. That kick goes out of the end zone as we look at the first half team stats. Arizona just been all over it in that run game, Gerald. 140 to 35.
And their offense is so balanced for passing and rushing.
Baltimore starts things off on offense here. Jack Wigmore, 9 of 14, 147 yards and a touchdown in the first half. Comes out firing, gets another 10-yard reception. Meanwhile, on the defensive side, Frank Smith, the update on him. He has been diagnosed with a torn bicep and is currently listed as doubtful to return to the field.
I think a Smith can take the field without a bicep and still be productive.
Yeah, he could be like the one-arm man.
Just cut his arm open, rip the bicep muscle out, and just.
That's graphic. And
so back up. He can get back out there. We know a player that just said cut the finger off.
Yeah, Ronnie Lott.
Yeah, cut the finger off. I can play.
I don't need that.
I don't need
still
that.
got 9 more phalanges.
Yeah.
I doubt that's what he said. But it was something along those lines. Hey, you asked a trivia question earlier on. You know, who was the two teams that that Arizona played and lost to in the championship? It was indeed Baltimore both times. Back in season 19, they faced them in the championship and lost 27-24, a very close one. They found them again the very next season in the championship game, lost again, that time 42-27. Is that pass good for only a gain of 2? And then get this, Gerald, they would meet them in the postseason once again in season 21. So 3 seasons in a row, twice in the championship and then in the quarterfinals of season 21, and lost that one. So Arizona has just struggled against this Baltimore squad for many seasons, and it's just brought their season to a close. This time, right now, they're out in front by 10 with a big 3rd down and 5 looming for Baltimore as they try to get back into this one.
Yeah, and Baltimore's going to need this right here to kind of get themselves back in it, I think.
Wigmore rolls out, throws, and caught by Irvin, passing midfield and getting the first down at the 48-yard line.
Pass got thrown right there in the clouds. Maybe everybody lost it as the ball went from the sun to the shadows. Ivy Irvin didn't miss it. Got that visor working. Was able to see it come right in there and able to pick it up and get themselves just over midfield into Arizona territory. But they're going to have to look. They got to get points.
Ivy Irvin, 7 catches, 87 yards. Yeah, I mean you're down 2 scores. Got to try to at least get it back down to a 1-score game. Warren Murray with a 3-yard pickup. He only had 6 rushing attempts for 31 yards previous to that. Picks up a few there. 2nd down and 7.
And you know who's been having an impact right there? We hadn't called his name. Is Adam Weissman, right? He's making a pretty good impact right there at the linebacker position. He's there. He's causing havoc like right in the middle of the field. We haven't called his name, right, because his stats are not jumping off the line, but he's actually doing some good things.
Wow, just bouncing off the tackler, David Anderson, but a flag on the play. We'll see where that one was thrown in the area of.
Clip.
Yeah, it looks like a clip, which is a devastating penalty
for
Baltimore.
How can you throw a clip right at the snap?
Well, let's see if we get another look at it here. And, that's how.
Look, he heard me talking about Adam Weissman. He's like, I'm tired of being thrown on my side. I'm gonna
take him out.
I'm gonna just fling my legs at him. That was so malicious looking.
That's how you tear an Achilles.
Yeah, and Adam Weissman played it up too. Like, he flopped. He played it up.
So, 2nd and 22. I want to revisit real quick the Matt Wilson SFL kickoff show where Colin Northrup was in the chat. And we're going to see another flag, that one thrown in the area of pass interference, a big penalty going Baltimore's way this time. Colin Northrup was throwing shade at you in the chat on the kickoff show. And he's back. He's in the chat again. He's throwing shade at you again. He says the Smiths don't have much arm strength anyway.
That's debatable, right? So, I mean, I don't say he's wrong or he's right. You know, it depends on what kind of Smith you run into on any given day. You can find one that's a big loaf and has no arm strength, just eats, you know,
Wheat
ding
Bix.
dongs and ho-hos all day. And then you run into one that might give you somewhat of a challenge.
Maybe. He doesn't think so. That pass incomplete. 2nd down and 10. Colin Northrup is America's new hero.
I tell you what, after the show I had, he sure was. He threw it at me and threw a hair joke at me. Very, very tasteful, not hurtful.
Yeah, he said you like the Pretender segment because you get to pretend to have hair.
Yeah, I do in my dreams. I do in my dreams.
Imagine you do. You probably go to bed at night and you just dream about combing your hair, long flowing locks.
So a little bit of a story.
Oh boy.
So, you know, me and wife just had a recent, you know, kind of getting together anniversary thing. Just this past week, which I
forgot about.
Which, you know, idiotically I forgot.
Yeah. Forgot your anniversary.
I got, you know, and she let me have it, right? I was in so much trouble.
Yep.
So anyway, on social media, she posts Facebook, and guys are seeing it. Guys that haven't known me very well, like, Gerald, you had hair. Yeah, when I was like 20 years old, maybe. And then it betrayed me. I had hair one time, guys, and I wish I still had it.
1st and 10 from the 25. Warren Murray picks up only a yard. Yeah, the hair, it just betrayed you.
It sure did. Maybe it's the Smith genes.
Or you forgot about your hair's anniversary and it left you. Let that be a lesson to you.
Look, man, I don't want to think about that. Like,
man, what would you even do by yourself? You'd be lost. Who'd pick out your clothes in the morning?
That's 100% true. And she is out of my league, so I don't know. I'm extremely lucky. I don't. You think if the girl's out of your league, which my wife is out of my league, that I would not forget these things. But
yeah, you wouldn't think so.
You know.
Great 3rd down efficiency by both squads. 4 of 7 for Baltimore as they try to get this one pitched down to the bottom. And not a good time for David Anderson to come in as he gets tackled for a loss. However, in field goal range, but Shark Tarkington missed a closer field goal than this earlier on. This one from 36 yards out. Actually, this is right about the same territory, I think, Gerald.
Yeah, and he was going in the opposite direction. Let's see if we can get this one right.
Tarkington starts it off right, blows back left, and goes through. So 12 plays, 59 yards, and that one does not end with a miss. Points on the board for Baltimore. We're back to a 1-score ball game.
Look, and that's what they needed. Some points right there, dude. I do think a touchdown would have did them a lot better, but your goal was to bring it down to a 1-score game, come away with points, and they did. So, and now we're going to see, because Arizona was just firing on all cylinders.
You sure were.
In that first half, up until they threw that pick in the end zone. So we're going to see how they're going to react right here coming out, you know, for the first time in offense in the second half.
Arizona started off the game with an 18-play, 72-yard drive that resulted in 3 points. They followed that one up by getting a turnover. 3 plays, 53 yards later, they were in the end zone. Followed that one up with a 12-play, 66-yard drive, ending in a 2-yard touchdown rush. And then threw an interception on that final drive they had going in the first half, but nearly scored again. We'll see if they're able to get some points here. And Gerald, my eyes are just glued to the chat because I'm waiting for the next golden nugget to come from Colin Northrup. I hope he just keeps throwing shade.
I got my golden nugget from my good friend Damon Simeon. He's with me. Bald is beautiful. That man wish he still had his hair as well.
Yeah, well, bald men do say bald is beautiful. That is a common theme amongst bald men.
You know what, man? Like, I don't, just because you won a championship don't mean you got to be mean to everybody. Like,
well, no, of course that doesn't mean I need to be mean.
You just want to be.
Sometimes. Depends on the audience. DJ Moses picks up a couple 3rd down and 5. I wasn't being mean. I was pointing out those are facts, Gerald.
Mike's like, I'm so untouchable because I wear a ring every single day. Wears it to work, shoves it in my face. The first thing I see when I walk into the studio on game day is this ring in my face.
Hey, you want something to eat? Oh, have you seen my ring? You stop it. 3rd down and 5. Can he get the first? He does. That was questioning handing it off to Brad Jones there, Gerald, is 3rd and 5. Not usually a running down, but they got it done.
Arizona can't on offense. They just can't do no wrong. They have one wrong, and here it is.
Rick Northrup now in the chat says he's getting into the chat to see America's hero, his very own son.
He is become SFL hero.
Yeah.
And America's heroes. I can't disagree.
Regular G.I. Joe.
Like who doesn't love a Colin Northrup though? I coach for him. I love him too.
Yeah.
Maybe he's throwing shade because I left and then created my own team and disappeared.
It's how he shows his affection.
Okay.
It means he loves
you. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Oh, Bismarck Wright stiff arming a defender and barreling through the next one to get the first down. I know he's no Smith, Gerald, but Bismarck Wright getting it done.
He's like throwing out stiff arms and everything else, just throwing guys to the ground. And if he would have had enough more strength, then we could have knocked that guy down and actually got a little bit more.
It's been a hot minute since Brad Jones has had a 100-yard game, his first since October 27th, 2024. Don't shoo away my blimp, Gerald.
I can't see.
That you can see just fine. The blimp will be by in a minute. You let it be. The blimp is, forget bald being beautiful. The blimp is beautiful. And I hope that Arizona, listen, I'm not rooting for either team, but
no, I
hope Arizona gets in the end zone again so that we can see the blimp.
We don't want to see that.
We do want to see the blimp. No. Everybody wants to see the blimp. Updated team stats look. Wow. DJ Moses. Oh, one man to beat. If he had been able to stiff arm the backup to Frank Smith, who was in on that tackle, that's Danny Clark. If he'd been able to break that tackle, Gerald, he was gone.
Yeah, and the way he navigated, he showed a little bit of patience, navigated his way through, waited for his block to kind of come to, made a little juke move, and man, this could get out of hand right now. Like if Baltimore doesn't have an answer for this run game, because they're starting to run all over him. They're well on their way to 200 yards.
Yogi Barr in the chat says Colin Northrup is the hero America needs. That's what's up. 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Blitz coming, and Jackson tries to get the pass out quick. Swatted down to the turf. Second down.
Yeah, and Baltimore has to do something, because it seems like the only thing that is working for them right now is their pass defense, which isn't really it hasn't been all that great tonight either. I mean, they've been just doing. I mean, they've had one interception in a key moment, but outside of that, they've been reeling themselves.
Jackson firing 10 yards down the field, and that one is swatted down. Young Vaught, who was able to get in the way of a couple earlier on, swats that one down. 3rd down and 10.
Arizona has been really successful in these 3rd and long situations, and a lot of long situations. They have been really successful. So Baltimore's defense has to tighten up or get some pressure on Ashley Jackson.
Jackson throws. Buchanan Simons with the catch, and another injury on the play, Gerald. This time Brad Jones.
He got so happy at 100 yards and forever that he went too hard and ends up on the ground. Now, look, the way that this offense is actually rushing, I just don't see them slowing down, even with Brad Jones out, the way that they're doing. I mean, they got a former MVP as the backup that's coming in. So I don't think they skip a beat.
Well,
it's unfortunate he's gone, but I just don't see him missing a beat.
Moses with his first carry now up here in this elevated role. Picks up one. Rick Northrup says, I don't think it was the best decision to name the Dags blimp Hindenburg.
Yeah, that's a disastrous name.
Yeah.
It's an airship. Let's just change it all. Let's call them airships, because that's what they are.
Look at Smith. Picks up 11. Picks up a first down.
Antoine Smith says, it's okay. I can just come around the edge and do my thing and just rumble on and pick up the first down. And like I said, I didn't think they were going to miss a beat right now, because the way this offensive line, consisting of Patrick Kelly, Sean Crooked, Kiara Storm and Kiara Sting and Stan Clark, I just think they've been dominating this Baltimore front four.
Bismarck Wright picks up a couple as the final minute of the third quarter begins. Arizona now just nursing a one-scorer lead, but got the ball down to the 11-yard line. Second down and 8. Jackson under center. 11-19 so far on the day. Hands this one off. This time it does go to
This guy.
Now you don't know who players are. It's Tony Richardson right there.
Who pulled that guy out of the stands and said, "Here's a jersey. What's available? 49. You're in. Tag."
They're down in 7. Arizona been very efficient on third downs tonight. 8 third downs. They've only not converted 1. That one to the end zone and incomplete. Pass was batted away by Giovanni Bolt. And now Cliff Allen will be out for a field goal try.
I am extremely surprised that Yayo did not still come up with that catch. He just does not miss balls. Even if they're deflected, he's such a good wide receiver, especially, in those moments in a tip drill type situation. It just was just out of his reach. Now, this is the direction that field goals have been going toward that left upright. So we're going to see.
And on the left hash.
Right. We're going to see if Cliff Allen's going to be able to battle the wind here.
27 yards out. Good snap, good hold, kick on the way. Curls it right. It is through. 20-10 is the score now in this one. Arizona back out in front with their 2-score lead. You're watching the Simulation Football League action here on the Virtual Football Network. This week, with 11 SFL teams on a bye, it's SFL tonight through Saturday, and then the UFL is back Monday and Tuesday. SFLM action returns Thursday, and SFL Week 9 kicks off next Friday with Mike and Gerald back at our regular time block right here on an exciting week for the Virtual Football Network. And Gerald, how many likes do we have on this video so far?
Not enough.
Not enough. That's how many. Smash that like button. Carefully, don't break your monitor. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure you've got your notifications on so you won't miss a minute of SFL and SFLM action. Help the channel grow through your support. Baltimore handing it off, pitching it, I should say, to Warren Murray as he picks up a nice gain. Steps out of bounds with 1 second remaining on the clock here in quarter number 3.
Yeah, Warren Murray does not look quite as crisp and quick running as we've seen him in the past. It's quite interesting.
3 quarters down, 10 minutes remains here in this one. Arizona 20, Baltimore 10. You're watching the Simulation Football League on the Virtual Football Network. I'm Mike Daggs. He's Gerald Smith. Ron Haynes, Justin Reside on stats in the SFL emblazoned Winnebago. Cameron Irvine back at SFL Studios on production. Rick Northrup says Gerald casually throwing off the knowledge. Riz detailing the difference between an airship and a blimp. It's a blimp. I don't know what y'all are saying. It's a blimp. I bought it. It's a blimp.
It's airship, man.
33 combined plays taking up 12 minutes, 5 seconds. Those are their field goal drives. That's a lot of time and a lot of plays to get 3 points apiece.
Wow.
They're down in 2 now coming up. Arizona's defense trying to get a stop. Yeah, and you mentioned that all the way back on that very first drive, back before they even got down to the goal line. I think they were still at about the 20. You said, man, this is a great drive, but if they come away with only 3, it's kind of a letdown. And sure enough, it was. Teflon Ron Yates says this is Zeppelin. I don't know. First down picked up by Warren Murray as this drive will continue. As Baltimore almost has to score here on this one, Gerald, because, if you look at the drive summaries, they only had 1 possession in the in the first quarter. It was a 3-and-out. 1 possession. Then they were able to have 3 possessions in the second quarter.
Oh.
Nice run there by David Anderson. They had 3 possessions in the second quarter, but only one of them resulted in points. They did get a touchdown, but then they missed that field goal that we talked about earlier, and then ended the half on a on a play where, you know, they almost were able to get the touchdown on some broken tackles, but then in the whole third quarter, again, 1 possession. They need 2, and they have to score on both just to get back into it. So very crucial drive for him. Here is a 3rd down and inches. We'll see what they're able to do with this one.
Yeah, and they can't just. They have to put, in my opinion, they have to put up a touchdown here. Why? Because Arizona is still doing really good things in the ground game and moving the ball and just eating up a lot of time when they have the ball.
3rd down and inches. Handing this one off, picking up the 1st down easily. Clock will continue to roll. Colin Northrup, he's taken his target off of you, Gerald. He's now throwing shade at his father. He says Rick Northrup just throwing words like Riz, and he doesn't know what it means, SMH.
I don't know what the Riz is either.
You're not the Rizzler? Look at that. Juke.
Oh, look at that.
Warren Murray gets the 1st down.
Look, it's makes a move right there, and these are the moves that he's got to make. Look, I like that they're doing this drive right and actually methodically going down and getting these, you know, yards and everything else. But I do think that, you know, the longer they take, right, means like the less time they're going to have to get the ball back, because the way Arizona has held onto the ball this game, I think they have to get down there a lot quicker than what they are right now.
Anderson only picks up 1 on that carry, but Baltimore averaging over 6 yards per play right now, Gerald, and to average around 6.5 yards per carry, still, even after that 1 yard pickup, still averaging 6.5 yards per play and down 10 points. Wigmore rolls out right, throws left into triple coverage. Questionable throw there, as it was nearly picked off. Sean Moore should have had that one.
Yeah, well, him being left-handed, once he rolled out to his right, once he had to set, all he seen was Alex Constantine literally coming straight at him and in his face. I think he threw that out of panic. And good, fortunate enough for them, it actually fell to the turf.
3rd and 9 from the 26. Wigmore throws deep, nearly picked off again. 2 plays in a row that it goes right to a Scorpion defender, that time to Ernest McCray Sr.
And he's fortunate enough that Ernest McCray didn't pick that off, but this is the situation Shark is in right here, because here he is kicking in this direction. See if he's going to make it.
Field goal is up and good. Back to a 1-score game, 12 plays, 52 yards, ending in 3. So we've seen quite a few drives so far in this one by both squads now, ending with field goal attempts.
Yeah, and for a moment, the way that the first quarter and half was seemingly looking right, especially on the early part of that first half, would make you think that this could have been a shootout, right? But we got all these field goals kicks in here now. You know, that's actually still keeping the game pretty tight right now. So, but Baltimore's going to have to do something, you know, with, you know, on defense to be able to stop them, right? Because look, this is it right here. Look at all these plays, over 19 minutes on field goal drives by both teams.
58 plays, taking up almost half the game.
Field goals,
all with field goal drives.
Wide open. Oh, what a move!
Look at that move. Wow, talk about yak. Got the catch and then picked up another 10.
Yeah, look, and when your starter goes out and Brad Jones, you know, a younger back, what do? You got the veteran over there for 12-season vet right there, former MVP just a few seasons ago, coming in there and doing things like that and picking up a first down. And these are the type of things that Baltimore has to slow down and stop, because if they don't, Arizona's going to eat up the rest of this clock.
Hand off to Bismarck. Right, picks up 2. Tackled on the play by Danny Clark. Still on the field for Frank Smith, who's been gone for most of the game, Gerald.
Yeah, look, and this drive started with, you know, nearly 7 minutes left. So think about it. Arizona had their first drive, 18 plays, and they used up almost 7 minutes of game time on their very first drive. So they can very well take this ball and actually just chew all this clock up and never give Baltimore back the ball and kick a potential game-sealing field goal with very little time left. And I mean, when you're down 2 scores and you have no time to score, it's going to be nearly impossible.
3rd and 3, and Smith stuffed for a loss. Jeff Melanishin gets into the backfield, the 2-yard TFL, and that will force no field goal from Cliff Allen. We'll need to have the Scorpions punt this one away.
Yeah, Jeff Melanishin doing some of the things he did back in London and Louisiana days, coming up clutch when the team needed it. He does it again there to give his team the ball back. And now Baltimore has a legit shot.
Punt drops down at the 25, returned up to the 31, 69 yards away from the end zone. They have to get the touchdown to get the tie. Somebody should tell these coaches that there's really no wiggle room between the first block and the second block for overtime. So if Baltimore does get the touchdown here, I think they should go for 2.
We can squeeze it in.
Wigmore.
Oh, he's wide open.
Wide. He's races 20, 10, 5, touchdown. And that's our breakaway play of the game, brought to you by Breaks GPT. Sports memorabilia breakers and collectors. You never know whose autographed helmet or jersey you might hit. Check them out at breaksgpt.com. What a play.
Why would you do a 0 blitz in that moment? When you're up like this, you need to play back. You need to make them work for it. I don't know what happened right there. Like, oh my goodness,
Ivory Irvin, 156 yards.
And maybe I missaw it, and maybe it wasn't a 0 blitz, but how do you let Ivory Irvin, one of the most dangerous wide receivers to ever take the field in the SFL, the guy is an 8-time All-Star, and you leave him open in that way? Wow. That just changed the game. I think at that moment the momentum has shifted a little bit now.
Oh, it absolutely has. Is this a tie ball game, and now all the pressure goes back onto Arizona's offense as they need to do what they started off the game doing by just, ground control football. They got to keep it in the hands of the running backs. Unfortunately, Brad Jones still not back out onto the field.
See, and these are the things right here, I think that maybe, look, if Arizona loses this game, that's a play we're going to look back at. Arizona themselves are going to look back at that play and be like, hey, look, this is what's been happening like all season long, right? That like we're allowing teams to, because let's be honest, Arizona has had this game fully in hand. It's been in their court. They've had all the momentum, but they've let Baltimore linger around with all the field goals. They never really put them away. And now in a situation, you make one mistake like that on that pass play, and now they tie the game up. Like, these are the things that have been plaguing Arizona most of the season.
2nd down and 2. Smith with the carry. Smith picks up 1, and now an enormous 3rd down. We've seen the stats on how many plays and the time of possession between both of these teams, only resulting in field goals. If Arizona can't get this, goes in Baltimore's favor, they could bleed the whole clock off and get the game-winning kick on the leg of Shark Tarkington, looking to make up for his earlier miss. But first, Jackson hands it off. Bismarck
again.
Right, he's short.
It's Melanishin again in the same type of situation on a 3rd and short. Shoots the gap and makes the play needed. Now they're kicking it back to Baltimore. What 2 big plays on consecutive drives in a similar down and distance, and Jeff Melanishin comes up huge.
Kicking into the wind. It's going to be a short one. Drops down at about the 42-yard line, and Ivory Irvin brings it up to the 44-yard line. Wow. I mean, to get in Shark Tarkington range, they only need 30 yards.
And just to think, like, they have literally outscored Arizona this half. 13-3 this half. It's not the Arizona team we saw in the first half. And look at these stats. Like
Wow, they're
doing,
all evened up now.
It's crazy.
Yeah, evened up overall. I mean, obviously Arizona's run offense has still been a lot better, but that pass offense for Baltimore has really picked up here. 14 of 22, 2 touchdowns, 260 yards. Make that 272 yards. That pass complete.
You would think, like, after what happened in the previous play on offense from Baltimore, that you would not run some sort of a zero coverage like that. And what they do, they run it again. You need to pull that right out of it, because guess what? It bit you in the behind already. And you had, oh man, like, this is Arizona's just playing some dangerous ball on defense right now.
And it's hurting them. 5 wide. Baltimore going for the throw. Throws over the middle. Complete. Ivory Irvin. And they are in field goal range with less than 3 minutes to go.
This is not the game that Arizona wanted to end with right here. This is not how you want to play. They've been subpar right now in the second half, only getting 3 points. And look, and can we point to potential injury to Brad Jones? I don't think so. I still think they had that running capability. They just haven't put it all together. Credit to Baltimore's defense for actually standing up and stiffening up and being able to stop these plays.
Pitch up top to Warren Murray. Well defended. Tackled for a loss in the backfield. But if Baltimore so chooses, they can let this one go down to the 2-minute warning. Bernard Smith with the stop. I think they probably will snap this one.
Yeah, I do. Look, and I'm talking like it's Arizona's lost the game, but they had it handily in their hands.
Wigmore, Irvin, all the way down to the 14-yard line, and that will bring us to the 2-minute warning. Arizona's now going to be forced to start using their timeouts, and they'll be lucky to get the ball back.
Yeah, and I do think we're going to see a lot of maybe Warren Murray right here. Who knows? Seeing where they're at in the field. But look, and I mean, you got to think right now, like, no field goals guaranteed right now either, because we've seen Shark miss one. So we got to see how it's going to shake out right here. But Arizona's in a pretty tough spot right now.
2 minutes to go here in this one. You're watching the Simulation Football League on the Virtual Football Network. Jack Wigmore, 305 passing yards now on 17 completions, averaging over 12 yards per completion. In more of a running formation now, as they're going to look to try to force Arizona to burn some timeouts. Never mind. Wigmore throws up top, gets that one out to Benji Matson. He's heading towards the goal line, gets down to the 4. First and goal for Baltimore.
How about that play? I would like another look at it right there. But what he does, Benji Matson catches it, and what happens? He gets a block to propel him even further down the field right there by one of his teammates, and it's actually one of the running backs helping out. Now they're at the 4.
Yeah, forget field goal range. Now they're looking to get a go-ahead touchdown on the board, handing that one off. Stuffed in the backfield. Second timeout called by Arizona.
And Arizona's got to do what they have to do right here to be able to keep it going. But it's, oh man, this is this is a very, very tense game right here. It's a game I think Arizona must win right here. And they have to win right here. If they can just stop them and force them to a field goal, it gives them somewhat of a fighting chance.
Wigmore hands this one off. Warren Murray tackled at the 2. Third and goal. Final timeout called by Arizona. So it all comes down to this. They can't get a first down. They won't be able to run out the clock. But do they get 3 or do they get 7?
If I'm Baltimore right here, I do not put this ball in the air in no way, shape, or form. You need to run it here, because you put it in the air, everything bottles up, and you run the risk of throwing a pick. You do not want to do that in this situation.
Ivory Irvin moves up top. Ernest McCray Sr. follows him. Wigmore under center, hands the ball off. Warren Murray hit, tackled, 4th and goal. But the clock will continue to roll. Tackled by Sean Moore. And this there'll be about a minute on the clock by the time that Arizona gets the ball back, and they'll at least need to get in Cliff Allen range, kicking into the wind, Gerald.
Yep, and then big dog Sean Moore comes up with a huge stop right there. And like I said, this isn't a given. I know it's a short one, but it's not a given. Sharks missed one already. I don't think he's gonna miss one from extra point range, but we're gonna see how this is gonna shake out.
20 yards from the right hash. Tarkington Waits for it. Good snap. Kick on its way. Heading left, but sneaks inside the left upright, and it's good. 23-20. Baltimore takes their first lead of the ball game with 1:01 to go. And now it's up to Ashley Jackson and this Arizona offense to try to get down the field, get in Cliff Allen range. Ashley Jackson, 12 of 21, about 160 yards, no touchdowns, and 1 interception on the night. Brad Jones hit the 100-yard mark on the ground, then got knocked out of the game. DJ Moses with 50, Bismarck Wright with 23. Who knows how many Smith had? He contributed 2, of course. But this one's going to go to the air. Gerald's 29 receiving yards for Buchanan Simons. Watch for Yale Montana. He's got 79 on the day so far. TJ Punk with 20. Will Todd with 16 on only 1 reception. See if he gets involved in this one. 80 yards to the end zone, about 50 yards or so until field goal range. See what they could do. No timeouts.
Yeah, and they gotta make sure to get things. I would try and work the sidelines if I could. Oh,
and that is it. Picked off, going back the other way, doesn't even need to score. And with that interception, Baltimore is going to sneak out of Arizona with the win. They didn't even hold the lead until 1:01 left in the game, and then their defense just shuts it down. John Patrick Levine with the pick and the ball game.
And Arizona's going to look at themselves, and every fan here, every coach, every player is going to feel like they let this game slip away. Putting up 17 points in the first half and only allowing Baltimore 7. And what do you do in the second half? It almost flips. You only score 3 points as an offense there, and you allow 16 points to be put on the board to get Baltimore their 6th win. And now Arizona has to look at themselves, right? Like, this is one of, like I said, look, they haven't been a bad team, but these are the situations they've been putting themselves in where they're just letting them slip away. They've been in every single game that they've lost. But guess what? They're losing these games, and they're losing them in a way where they have control. Just like tonight, they had a multi-score lead, and they let it slip away. They let a team like Baltimore hang in there. And what happens? If you let a team hang in there, especially the caliber of Baltimore, you end up in the result that has you right here. And we have to go back right before half and say, hey, don't throw it away.
Yeah.
And you threw the interception in the end zone. You could have come out with 3. So those are the things that in hindsight they're going to look at. Maybe the play calling should have been different at the time, but Arizona sadly has suffered this loss at home.
Final in this one, Baltimore 23, Arizona 7. Week 9 of the SFL season 24 rolls on Saturday, headlined by 2 teams on the rise, the 5-3 Carolina Skyhawks versus the 5-1 Washington Trident at 9:15 Eastern. Other matchups include Atlanta, Chicago, Lexington, Queen City, and Nashville, Pittsburgh, starting at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, all right here on the Virtual Football Network. Baltimore will improve to 6-2 on the season. Arizona falls to 3-4. Next up for Baltimore, they head to a bye week. Then week 11, they're back home against the 0-7 Nashville Tempo. For Arizona, they've got a bye week, and then they will be at home against the 0-6 Oklahoma City Renegades. Coming up next, in just about 15 minutes' time, Mexico City at D.C., and then at 10:30 tonight, Sin City at Houston. This has been a presentation of the Simulation Football League on the Virtual Football Network. For Gerald Smith, Justin Reside, Ron Haynes, Cameron Irvine, Matt Wilson, who's always with me in spirit, I'm Mike Daggs. Thanks for joining us. Be kind to one another. Always choose happy. Have a great night.